Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fancy Sip Review. Today on the Fancy Sip Review, I'm once again going to be trying another energy drink by Reign Beverage Company. The flavor that I'm going to be reviewing today is going to be the Reign Cherry Limeade. If you don't know what Reign is a company that is owned by Monster Energy. Originally, Reign came out as a competitor to the popular Bang energy drink company that was selling 300 milligrams of caffeine energy products in grocery stores, essentially being a pre-workout company sold at your local grocery store. Monster Energy saw how popular that was and essentially copied the idea. After a while, Monster Energy sued Bang and actually bought the company. So now they have two different energy drink companies that are selling the same product. And Reign, again, is just Monster's version of Bang, essentially. I do know that Monster's the bigger company, but if you were to ask your average person, Bang is a much more popular company, which did come back to the market. But in terms of flavor, I do think that Reign did sell a lot better drinks. These drinks are both going to be flavored with artificial sugar, but I think the flavor of Reign is a bit better. I mean, they are owned by a company that owns most energy drink companies. They own Full Throttle. I don't remember if they sell Rockstar or not, but most of the popular energy drinks, they own NOS and Full Throttle. Most of the energy drinks that you'll find in grocery stores are actually owned by Monster, much like this. But again, this is going to be the strongest of them all. With 300 milligrams of caffeine, this is almost twice as much as what you'll get in a normal Monster. So again, the flavor that I'm going to be reviewing today is going to be the Cherry Limeade. Two flavors that I'm pretty big fan of. I'm a big fan of the fruit punchy taste, but I'm also a huge fan of Limeade. I think Limeade is better than lemonade, so I have high expectations for this drink. So before I get into this, let's learn what the nutrition facts are in this drink. In this drink, you are getting 10 calories, no fat, obviously, 200 milligrams of sodium, 3 grams of carbohydrates. You're getting 70 milligrams of potassium. Niacin, it doesn't actually tell you. It just says 130%. Vitamin B6, 120%. And vitamin B12, 250%. It's kind of odd on the can that they don't actually tell you the amount that's in it, just the percentage. The ingredients in this drink are carbonated water, citric acid, sodium citrate, natural flavors, L-leucine, caffeine, L-isoleucine. You got a lot of leucines. You got L-valine, sucralose is your artificial sugar, sodium benzoate preserving the freshness, potassium citrate, potassium sorbate, also a preservative, acesulfame potassium, niacinamide, which is your vitamin B3, magnesium lactate, sounds weird, coenzyme Q10, pyridoxine hydrochloride, which is your B6, and cyanocobalamin, which is your B12. Again, this is manufactured by Reign Beverage Company out of Los Angeles, and there's 300 milligrams of caffeine in this. So that is everything that is in this drink. Let's show off the can before I open this up. There is your Reign designed can. I think this is supposed to be one of those like Roman people or something. I don't know the Romans or the Greeks, but I know this design is taken from some ancient history character. Over here, there's the nutrition facts. I don't know if that's able to be picked up in the way that my lighting is set up, but if it is, you can read this for yourself. And finally, on the side of the can, much like most energy drinks, for the lazy people not actually reading the ingredients, there is an infographic telling you how good this drink is for you. On the infographic, it is saying there's 300 milligrams of natural caffeine, increased concentration, I mean it has caffeine in it, reduced fatigue, vitamin B3, B6, and B12, branch chain amino acids, as well as electrolytes. You also shouldn't be drinking this unless you're over 18 years old, but I don't know. I'm sure if you're under 18 years old, you're going to be more swayed towards the game fuel type products rather than Reign. But that's everything that I had to say about the Reign Cherry Limeade. Let's open this up and let's see how this drink tastes. This drink is, or this glass is so big, it kind of looks like one of those Chinese medicine bowls where you like do this and then do this and it makes a cool sound. But here is the new and improved fancy sip goblet, which this gigantic drink only fits this much of it. Let's see how this drink smells. See how this sits on the nose. So you're not getting much of the limeade smell. I mean, with these artificial drinks, usually the heavy smell is going to be the sweet drink or the sweet smell, as that's what the artificial sweetener essentially is. I don't really know how well an artificially sweetened sour smell would be or how that would taste. Again, usually these sweeteners are obviously used for the sweet and not the sour. But this does smell a lot like a cherry with some sort of citric acid smell to it. So, no reason to waste any more time. Let's see how this sits in the mouthfeel portion of this review. So the first thing that I'm noticing with this drink is it's not very sour. I mean, your lemon and your lime, those are usually, you would think, sour fruits. But when you're drinking these in artificial flavored form, it's going to be a bit more on the sweet end. I mean, I'm not getting much sourness to this. I'm getting a lot of the citric acid, which is probably going to cause me acid reflux rather than actually make me think I'm drinking something sour. Try one more sip of this. I would say that this is a much more cherry heavy artificial drink. I don't think that Rain thought that they had much confidence in just selling a cherry energy drink. So I think that they decided they were just going to add a secondary flavor to this. They decided on, having a sour secondary taste, but I'm mostly just tasting the cherry from this. I'm not tasting much of the limeade, but I'm not going to let this sit in the mouth feel anymore. Let's give this a real taste and review this as if it's an actual energy drink and not just being a fancy wine snob on a YouTube review. I guess a little bit more reviewing this drink. I can kind of see what they're trying to go with the limeade taste. It doesn't really taste like limeade though. It just tastes like a sweet drink, very cherry heavy, that has a bit of a not an aftertaste, like a mid-range taste where you're getting a lot of that cherry taste, and then you're getting a very sweet fake what wants to be a sour taste, but it's not really hitting those notes that well. After you get the sweetness and then you get whatever the secondary note is, it just kind of tastes like artificial sugar, which obviously it uses artificial sugar. What I'll say about this drink, though, is it is very drinkable. I think that they were probably smart to be cautious of selling a cherry drink, but also not wanting this drink to be overly sour to the point where it's undrinkable. I think that this is a very drinkable beverage. Now, is this going to be the best flavored energy drink that I've reviewed? No. But would this be a good entry level energy drink taste for somebody that's trying to mature from your generic 160 milligrams and you don't want to invest money into a pre workout at GNC, which would probably be more useful for you as opposed to just drinking one of these store knockoff pre workouts? I think that this is a good entry level flavor. Don't think that it's the best. I think that, this is along with a fruit punch would be a good starting taste. And I'll give this drink a 7 out of 10. Very passable, pretty tasty. It just isn't doing anything that's that impressive compared to other energy drinks. I mean, sure, maybe Bang would come out with a flavor that's identical to this that would be less drinkable. but it's just too generic. It's two flavors that I like that don't really hit the levels of what I would want. So thank you so much for watching another Fancy Sip review. I have been the Fancy Sipper, and cheers. Clink.